fast, secure contact form is one of the most solid and well-constructed contact form plugins available for WordPress. Not only is it free, but it does a lot of the things well that you need. It's really simple to use and you can design a contact form in minutes. But with this video, I wanted to explain exactly what each of the fields available are and what they look like on a website. So let's go over to a page where I've added each of the fields that I personally think are relevant. So first of all, you'll have the availability to add a text field, which is shown at the top here. This is the most popular field available, I would suggest, in the fast secure contact form. You can obviously use this field for adding a name, as we have done in this example here. You might use it for emails or potentially a subject line. There's lots of different uses for the text field. Alternatively, you may choose to use text area, which enables you to add a message. Potentially, you might want it for support forms. For example, you need a text area to enable users to add plenty of information related to their support request. You also have the option of a checkbox field. This might be useful if you've got a question which you want the user to answer. Maybe you've got a car website and you want to ask the user whether they are wanting to purchase a car within the next month. So the question here would simply be, do you want to buy a car within the next month? And then they can use the checkbox. The Checkbox Multiple is also a useful field where you can choose multiple options, as shown here, for a particular question. So for example, maybe you've got a customer survey or a website feedback form on your website, and you'd like to ask the user some specific questions associated with the interface or the design of the website. If you scroll down, you've also got the option of the field called radio. With this field, you simply check the suitable option that is applicable. This might be appropriate if you want to find out the source of a particular customer. So someone gets through to a form and you want to find out whether they came from a search engine, social media, or perhaps an offline source. The select field is very similar to radio, but in this example, you'll have a drop down and a series of options. Once more, you could potentially use this for source data, again, where your customers have come from, or other server requirements for a form on your website. The select multiple is very similar to select, but in this example, you're able to choose multiple options. And to choose those multiple options, you'd simply click on the particular option. So in this example, option 1, and we're going to choose option 3 and 5. And obviously to do that, you simply click on the one that you'd like and then press Control for the other options that you'd like. The attachment field is also very useful, especially if you've got a careers form. It's great to request users to send their CV. So you can click on Choose File and find an appropriate document. It might be a PNG, JPEG, PDF, and so on. Inside the Fast Secure Contact form, you're able to change these acceptable file types, and you may wish to add zip files or other file types that are appropriate for your contact form. You may wish to use a date field if you want the user or person who is filling in this form to tell you when the best time to contact them is. You might also want to use this date field if you want to accept appointments on your site and for people to book appointments with you. Similarly, you could use the time field, which once more you can add a specific time within the fields available. And this might be used to ask the user who is adding the information in the fields to give you information on when you want them to contact them back. So good for sales related forms. The email field is very straightforward. It's similar to the text field and you can add an email address in that field. The URL field obviously gives you a chance to add a website in this field, and once more is very similar to the text field. The password field is slightly different. When you add content in the field, it will be shown as dots in this example here. So useful if you want to ask someone to provide a password, but of course that information is not within the actual form itself. With Fast Secure Contact Form, you can have a captcha, and this is a good way of securing your contact forms so that you avoid spam. It works very well, and in my opinion, having added the capture code to a number of forms on various websites, the capture solution provided through Fast Secure Contact Form does work very well, and it certainly limits the amount of spam that gets through. And at the bottom, obviously, you can click on Submit for the form. In relation to the design of this form, obviously, it doesn't look too spectacular. It's very basic out of the box. But with Fast Secure Contact Form, you're free to style the forms and fields in a way which suits you. There's lots of options in the back end of Fast Secure Contact Form. And indeed, one of the fantastic options with this plugin is that you can export all of the CSS and then make some modifications so that the form can look different on various devices. So you might want the form to be very similar to this on a mobile phone or smartphone device, but you may want the fields to spread across the screen on much larger devices. So it's certainly a good form. It's very simple to use out of the box, and the fields available are frankly very simple and logical for a variety of different contact form solutions.